Good morning, y'all. It's Cody's Bait and Tackle, Warsaw, Missouri. I'm going to give a little bit of a fishing report here for the second week of September. Uh, Basically, everything's changing, switching over to fall. Uh, it's not going to be very long at all before that lake turns over if it's not already starting. I think it is. I got some videos sent to me on the upper end of the Osage yesterday. That water was just bubbling like crazy. Catfish all over the top, mouthing at the top, eating the scum and bugs off of it. Usually that's the end of September, 1st October when I see that. Seen air bubbles, rows and rows of air bubbles coming up off the main lake yesterday on my side scan. That's usually a sign that it's maybe starting to turn over a little bit. Kind of catfishing. I switched over to catfish this week. Hybrids was still doing decent, trolling, casting A-rigs, trolling A-rigs, trolling swim baits. Live bait bite wasn't real hot. We was catching a few on live bait still, but catch just as many on artificials, so why mess with live bait? I did see Jack Vanderpool. He was out there. He was catching a few on live bait. I was trolling right there, catching plenty of fish trolling. Catfishing depth-wise, on the upper grain, sparrowfoot, deep water up in there. Them fish are going to be shallow, 8 foot or less pretty much. I have not heard anything about that trying to turn over up there. I'm sure it's not far from it. I heard the water temperature is already like 70 up there. So, which it'll warm up more during the daytime up there, cool off more at night because it's a shallower end. The main lake, it cools off slower. So them upper ends will change first. Main lake catfish, I've been catfishing for about a week now. Dragging baits, 0.5 to 0.8 mile an hour, cut shad, 30 to 50 fish days. It's been really good. A few bigger fish mixed in. A lot of just smaller eaters. Good eating size though. Depth-wise has been different about every day. Yesterday I was fishing 28 to 35 foot. Day before they was all 22 to 25 foot. Just get out there, fish it. If you ain't catching, move locations, move depth. Just change what you're doing if you're not catching fish. I did not catch fish good the same place 2 days in a row this week. Same way the hybrids have been, crappie have been. Some of the people come in the shop this morning bought minnows. They said 2 days ago they caught all their crappie like 15 to 18 foot deep. Said yesterday there's all 6 to 8 foot deep. Same places, just change depth. Just got to mess with it right now. September, most of you know September is my least favorite month to fish. Always is. Lakes changing, patterns are changing, fish are in between patterns. It looks like the crappie are going to stay pretty steady. That grand arm's been really good. Both T-bow arms have been pretty good. I've heard the Osage slowed down quite a bit and Palmy slowed down quite a bit. So that's what I've heard about crappie. I have not heard much at all on the largemouth bite. I would think they'd be starting to work in on some of them points and secondary points and little cuts that they're really starting to fill up full of shad. I haven't really seen that many bass guys out. I ain't been seeing nobody on the lake during the week. I'm sure they're there on weekends when I'm in the shop or kids' football games. But as far as weekdays, there's not hardly anybody out but a few boats crappie fishing. I have already heard of a few of them windier days, some white bass coming off the banks. So I figured that was going to be coming up really fast. I've seen a ton of pods of little hybrids, or little pods of hybrids, not necessarily little fish, but scattered out kind of off of some of them mud flats where you can catch them on them windblown banks. So for them, them areas like that, all it takes is a wind and they'll be there morning and evening. Real inconsistent bite to depend on because you have to have the wind to blow them fishing bait up there. Once in a while you'll hit them without it, but not very often. So that's one reason why I kind of quit booking hybrid trips the first part of September. Once it starts getting inconsistent and you need the wind to catch them, I'm done with them. So it's too hard to book a trip on a maybe. So that's really about all I've got. Like I said, this lake's going to be changing. Fish are going to eat on catfish. If you go to, say you go to the Palmy Arm, you're not catching anything, switch arms of the lake. The arms of the lake don't all change together. Last week I had a couple days I just went out looking. I fished the Palmy, the Osage, Tebow, both Tebow arms actually, the Grand. It varies. I caught fish last week everywhere I went. I just never found a real hot bite. Friday I found a really good bite, actually more down on the main lake. And we caught, I don't know, close to 50 fish. In one spot, went back the next day and we caught maybe 15 fish there. So that's just kind of the way it's going to go for this next couple weeks. Come October, lake gets completely turned, get oxygen down in that 30-40 foot of water. You'll be able to drift fish anything on the main lake pretty well. Anywhere from 20 foot down to 50 foot and catch fish. That's kind of my favorite month to drift fish because then you do get your bigger fish that stay suspended all summer. You get some of them down on bottom to where you can catch them easier. I will say sometimes pulling that deeper water, like last year, I ran planer boards, done really good on them. If I was going to go up towards deep water, sparrowfoot up in there and fish right now, I would be pulling planer boards, getting them lines out, fanned out away from the boat a little bit more. Right now I'm not pulling them. Kind of in that 20 to 30 foot range. For me, it's faster not to run them. I can catch fish a lot faster. Last year on my planer board rods, I was running double hook rigs. That way, if bait got stole off of one hook, you still had another hook with bait on it. Pulling just right now, I'm not running double bait rigs. I'm just running a single hook Santee Cooper rig with my Catfish spinner floats on them. Got a couple of peg floats on them. Doesn't really seem to matter. You get more aggressive bite with the spinners on there, I think. Peg floats was catching fish too, though, so it really doesn't matter. I mean, pretty much whatever you do right now, if you stick with it, you're going to catch some fish. You might not tear them up, but you're going to catch some. So, same way with crappie. Yesterday, I had multiple people tell me, said they shut off in the middle of the day, they bit good early, then like yesterday afternoon they turned back on. So good chance is if you don't get out there till 9, 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, it's going to be slow for you. And then in another 2 weeks it might be opposite. It might be slow of a morning, have a better midday bite. It's just that time of year for it to be really inconsistent. Right now, the last week, everybody I've talked to crappie fishing though has said that early before 9:30, 10 o'clock has been best. So get out there early, give it a try, move around. Fish are there and they're eating. You just gotta figure them out. That's about all I've got for you. Bait shop will still be open 7 days a week. We're not going to close down any this winter as of right now. Depends, as long as it don't slow down anymore, we're not going to. We're still fully stocked up pretty well on everything. We haven't really sold down for winter. As you guys can see, we got tons of rods, tons of reels. Still got a lot of the Edgar's rods on that sale. We haven't sold through them very good. Tons of hair jigs. Trying to think. Still got a lot of crankbaits. I still got some guys catching crappie trolling, especially down on Lake of the Ozarks. Them guys are still doing real good in some areas down there trolling. Truman's been hit and miss on trolling. A few areas are still doing pretty good. A few areas have really slowed down where they was catching them. So a lot of them crappie are holding real tight structure now. That's about all I can think of right now. Not much else to talk about, I guess. So I appreciate it, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Good luck. Get out there, catch some fish, have fun. Thank you.